Happy Monday, everybody. It is time to stretch. I always say it's like my favorite class of the week, but I think I say that on Mondays and on Wednesdays and on Fridays. So I just love all of them. It's a perfect complement for everything. Welcome. Some of you guys are taking this live, some of you guys are taking this on demand. Tonight, we have a really nice treat for you. We're actually going to do a completely restorative release type of yoga, which means we stay in the poses for a long period of time. So this is something that is often very tricky to do on your own. So it's really good to have a coach doing it with you. It's a real treat for me because I get to full self-care for myself to teach you guys. So let's begin. We're going to do everything seated and lying down. And we're going to be in positions. If it's double-sided, we're going to be in the position for 1 minute per side. So 2 for the whole, or 2 minutes if it's non-limb. All right, we're going to take a few moments just to let everything slow down. Let everything calm down. Let everything relax, release, let go. So let's begin just seated, starting to feel the body slow down. Start to feel the body just letting go of all the tension. Head, neck, and shoulders. Upper body, lower body. Just like butter in a pan, it just starts to dissolve and melt away. And I want you to take the first few moments to align the spine. Let's begin to grow from the crown of the head, especially towards the back of that crown, pulling you right up to the ceiling. Softening all the muscles of the face, forehead, between the eyebrows, softening the temples, the eyes behind the lids. Relaxing the muscles of the face, the cheeks, unclenching the jaw. Relaxing the tongue inside the mouth. Soften all the muscles in your neck. Ever so slightly pull the chin in and feel the back of the neck lengthen and grow. Soften the muscles in the shoulders. Actively press them down and away. Gently press the breastbone forward. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Ignite the belly button. Stay connected to that core. Feel your tailbone grounded into the mat. Start to connect with the breath. Breath is going to be super important for our class tonight because we are doing release poses, restorative poses. So breathing into those open spaces, breathing into those joints that we are trying to open up. It will be really, really important to do so. There's going to be no set breath pattern tonight. It's really whatever works best for you. If you would like to use counting or a mantra, that can help you when the poses get challenging. I can remind you of that as we're in it. But generally, a breath cycle of inhale to 4 or 6, exhale 4 or 6 is the usual length. And in terms of tonight's class, with releasing and restoring our tense muscles and compressed joints, you could use a mantra if you prefer. Inhale, relax. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. Exhale, soften. Really whatever resonates with you. So we're going to begin slowly opening the eyes, just letting the gaze be soft. Again, you don't need to stare at me in the screen. You're welcome to even just use my voice and turn the screen off if you prefer. We are going to start. I am going to be using a timer tonight to keep us on track and make sure that we get all of the joints equally. So we're going to start with the neck and work our way down. So I invite you now to take the right ear to the right shoulder. Take the hand just over the head and place that other hand away. We're going to stay here for 1 minute. So just to recap, in case people jumped in a little bit later, or they were very into the opening sequence, we are doing restorative yoga tonight. Restorative yoga is when we stay in poses much longer, usually between sort of 1 to 3 minutes. I've been in classes before where it's as long as 10. Depending on the pose, that can be excruciating. I want you to take that breath right to the base of the shoulder, right where that tight neck muscle inserts and attaches. Good. We're going to slowly release the hand from the head, rotate our head over to the other side, ear to the shoulder, place the hand on the head, press this one away. And again, breathe. You can inhale for that count of 4. Exhale for that count of 4. Inhale, relax. Exhale, release. Again, really whatever is best for you. You may notice that it starts to get uncomfortable. It might even get a bit tingly, especially if you're on a screen all the time. Good. We're going to slowly let that hand come off the head. Bring it back to center. We're going to take our right arm across the body, hold above the elbow, and circle. I want you to press your upper arm into your forearm and press your forearm into your upper arm. Really move through those fingers. Feel the shoulder blade and the shoulder opening up. Take the breath right into that shoulder blade, in that big space. Switch the rotation. Especially if you are on screens, I want you to work those fingers. I have very long fingers, and in the camera, kind of looks like the witches from the Roald Dahl book on this angle. Good, keep breathing right into that space between the shoulder blades. 3, 2, release, take it over to the other side. So again, we're doing 1 minute on each side. So the total body part is 2 minutes. So we have some math tonight, but you don't have to deal with any of that. Breathe into that shoulder blade. You can use your counted breath. You can use your mantra. Switch directions. Really keep pulling in with that forearm and pushing out with that upper arm. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Excellent. Into a twist. Big twist around. And just sink into that pose, sink into the breath. See what you can do with it. Play around with the space that you're creating in your body. Try to see how deeply you can take the pose. You can go a little deeper for these last 5 seconds. We're going to float to the other side in 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Float to the other side. If by chance you're on a hardwood floor like I am and your ankles are getting sore, you can do a switch. I often like to change the cross-legged. We are going to formally change the cross-leg next round. So if it's not bothering you, feel free to stay with it. My ankle was just getting a bit tender. Taking these deep stretch classes are not something that, as I was saying in the beginning, it's in our nature to do. But if someone's coaching you, or you can participate in a class, you're more likely to do it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Excellent. We're going to come out of this, walk our hands forward, and I want you just to sink into that lower back stretch. Let your head, neck, shoulders go. If you can bring your elbows down, great. The only thing I want you to do is push into your tailbone. And we're going to do 1 minute on the one side and then switch the crossing. It's sort of the same thing when you go to a physiotherapist or a chiropractor or anybody where they give you instructions on the exercises that you need to do. You bring it home, you're like, you have all good intentions. Yeah, I'm going to do this, I promise. Stick the note up on your fridge, and there it sits. And then you go back to the physio and they're like, but you haven't been doing your exercises. All right, come on up. It's hard to motivate yourself. Switch the crossing if you haven't already. And then walk out, this time a little wider on an angle, and let the head just go down. These classes I find really nice. My nature is to be busy, and to really take my time in something is not natural. It doesn't come easily for me. I want to just get in and do it. So to force a slowdown, even with a timer, it can really, really work if you're wired similarly. You can just put on some good music and you just watch your clock and hold. Just make sure the head and neck are relaxed. Mine is up because I'm talking to you, lovely people. And I'm also looking at the clock. Walk yourself back up. We're going to do the mermaid now. Walking the hands over to one side. Make a nice big arc over the ear and push into this hand, push away and sink into the sit bone. If this bothers your head, you can twist. And again, just breathe into that side rib cage. The only key with stretching is keeping the energy flowing from the fingers. So every part of the body is working. Good. Slowly up, over to the other side. Walk the hands out. Press into that floor. Press into the hip. Really reach up and over. Again, you can angle the head down. Perfect time to check in with that breath. The inhale for a count of 4. The exhale for a count of 4. The mantra, inhaling open, exhaling lengthen. Again, really whatever works best for you. Whatever allows you to quiet the mind and give the body some peace. Good, slowly coming up. Soles of the feet are going to come together now. As close to you as possible, sitting as tall as you can, and then reaching up and out of the lower back, we come forward. So I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see me. So it's a nice flat back. We're not rounding to go further. We're lifting up and open. And every time we exhale, we're going a little bit deeper. So that's a good mantra you can use. And we're going to be here now because it's what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having one of my brain fog moments. Not unilateral. We're doing both sides at the same time. So we're going to be here for 2 minutes, which is going to seem like a long time. So we're going to come out of it carefully. Restorative yoga, when you're in poses for a long time, you can't just sort of jump up and grab a phone and, oh, I gotta go, because you can really hurt yourself. So you have to be very gentle. We've just passed the 1 minute mark. See if you can keep lengthening, keep lowering, keep that posture perfect. Your body's going to feel amazing when this is over. We got about 15 seconds left in butterfly. I'm not going to lie, the next 2 minutes may not be fun for you. Certainly not fun for me. I think I've told you this story. I had to do this pose for 10 minutes in my teacher training. Come on up. Whew, very gently. Take one leg out in front. Take the other leg out in front. Flex the feet. Sit tall, hand in hand, staff pose. So toes to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Shins up to the knees, calves up to the knees. Quadriceps, hamstrings up to the hips. Neutral is the core. And then shoulders down and away. Tuck the chin, string through the crown of the head. And we breathe. So if you're looking from the side, we are sitting like this. Not like this, which is way more comfortable. Lifting up. And again, if this is uncomfortable, if you're like, I can't, it's too painful, you can bend the knees a bit. If you happen to have a pillow nearby, you can pop a pillow under your bum. That releases your hamstrings a little bit. So you have options. We've just passed the 1 minute mark. Keep lengthening, keep lifting up. What I imagine is that your lower back, the sacrum, and that L5 joint, we're lifting that up, trying to decompress it and get lots of oxygen, lots of circulation in there. Keep having those toes go up. We are going to twist after this, which will feel magnificent because you may be getting a bit crampy in your upper back. That's what happens to me. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to slide our left leg up, cross it over, keep flexing that leg, wrap the arm around, and twist. So we're wringing out the tension now. If you're a little more flexible and you want to go into a full stop, you can. I prefer the hug personally. That's just for me. But some people really like the full twist. I used to be able to do the fancy wrap around back in my more nimble teaching days, but not as much anymore. And that's okay. A lot has changed. I think I told you in August, can't remember the exact day, but I think it was towards the end of August, will be my 30-year teaching anniversary. My first class was taught August 1991. Take that leg out, wrap the arm around, twist. I had just turned 20. And I had dreams of being an actress, which is super crazy. But I did. And I was always working out. And so a friend of mine who taught classes at the club where my parents belonged to wanted me to fill in for her. And so I team taught with her that summer before I went away to university. So it was really fun. Obviously, it stuck. Doing great, guys. I'm just distracting you. All right, the next one is going to be a little intense. So it's a hip opening pose. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our ankle of our left leg and place it on, of our right leg and place it on our left knee. We're going to try to line them up like so. So I call this the square pose. When I used to teach kids, I called it SpongeBob SquarePants. And we're going to try to lean forward. Once you get into that position, stay and keep leaning forward. If this bothers your knee, you can do it like so and not go down. Okay, the hands just go behind and you can rock it out if you'd like. Some people find it very stressful on their knee. It gives a bit too much torque. Don't want you to strain your knee. Try flexing that foot too, either way, whether you're all the way down or you're up. Keep going forward. Breathe into that hip. It should be a bit achy. That's normal. And we're going to very gently switch sides. Dramatic moment in the music. Let's switch. Ankle to knee. Knee to ankle. Sit tall. Go forward. And breathe. If it's too much, just the ankle to the knee, flexing the foot and rocking. As you can tell, I am away up at my sister's cottage, which is where I was last week. And the air is just so fresh and lovely. And I've heard it is stinking hot in Toronto, so I'm not looking forward to that. All right, coming up, take the top leg, whatever it is for you, take it straight out in front and shimmy this leg up against the inner thigh. So it's straight out in front of you. Big reach up out of those arms, out of the shoulders, and then hands go down by your shin. Pull the shoulders back, pull the shoulder blades back, flexing that foot. Deep breaths. Every time you exhale, walking a little bit further down that leg. This is going to be our last one seated. We're going to come on down after this. Good. We're going to slowly release, switch the legs. Take that other one straight out in front, this one up, lifting up out of those shoulders, out of the rib cage, forward, long as you can, hands on the shin, ankle, toe, whatever you can reach, without rounding the back. So we're nice and flat, we're not rounding, pulling everything back. Excellent. Got about 20 seconds left in this. We're going to spend the next 3 poses, so about 6 minutes on our stomachs, and then we're going to finish on our backs. All right, excellent. So let's come out of that. We're just going to transition down to our tummies, and I want you to put the elbows underneath the shoulders, spread apart the fingers, and we're going to stay in Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, and I might turn around and show a couple different angles. I want you to still reach through the crown of that head, tuck the chin in, shoulders down and away from the ears, breastbone is forward, shoulder blades back and down, belly button magnet into the lower back. Good. Tailbone is long. So even though we're in this bendy position, we're still using all of those mountain pose components. And what I'd like you to do for the last minute is every time you inhale, take in lots of oxygen, lots of energy, release the belly. But every time you exhale, I want you to drive that belly button into the spine, like pull it in like you're doing a crunch. So inhale, release. Exhale, drive the belly button in. So it's a bit of an opposite. We usually release on the exhale, but I want you to drive that belly button in. You may find that you're shaking. Okay, keep going. Inhale. Just going to switch sides in case you can see a bit better this way. So when I do this, it's quite the core workout. And my stomach even starts to shake a little bit. So we got about 15 seconds left. Don't push your elbows into the mat. Keep yourself lengthened and light. We're going to go into the tarantula pose after this. So you're going to lie all the way down, release. Take the right hand underneath the shoulder. Take the left arm out to the side. You're going to take your right leg up in the air and bend and open up that hip. So you feel this in the left shoulder and you feel this in the right hip. So you can sort of fan it. I actually was getting a bit crampy in my glute there. I've been doing a fair bit of new work. For those of you guys that are on the portal, I just did new Brittany arms and 2 new glute series. So they'll be up tomorrow morning if I can get my tech man on time. Okay, we got about 5 seconds left. Good, and we'll release that. Take the arm out to the side. So it's the right arm now, left hand underneath the shoulder. Lift that left leg up and a big twist. You can use your breathing. So rare to take this much time for yourself to really relax and open your body. And depending on where people's comfort levels are, some of us might not be ready to go back and have a deep tissue massage, or maybe you never did. Maybe you could never find the time. Some people may not feel comfortable yet to go indoors and do those kinds of services. It's been a long time. So this is a nice way you can kind of give yourself that little spa treatment. Keep with it. I'm just checking my time. Perfect time. You're going to slowly come out of that. Press yourself up, and we're going to go into angled child's pose. So I want you to sit back, walk your hands as far as you can, like I have you by the wrists. Take your hands over to the right corner of your mat and take your bum to the left corner of your mat. I think I've mentioned to you before, when I used to do personal training in person, which is starting to come back now, so not much longer, but a big stretch like this, I would take you by the left wrist and pull you in one direction, and then come and stand behind you and press on your left hip and sort of pull you backwards. So you feel that tremendous stretch down your left side. Keep pressing your left hand into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to walk over to the other side, shift our bum to the right, and press our right palm down. See if you can go back to your counted breath, your mantra breathing, whatever works for you. We've got about 15 seconds left in this pose, and we're going to finish off on our backs. And we're going to do a little bit for the hamstrings and for the IT band. So it's going to be about a 4 minute of intensity. You can just release that. I'm going to come down onto our back now. Hug the knees into the chest. Give it a little release. And I want you to take the right foot all the way up to the ceiling. Press the heel as if you are going into, as if you had a beam of light coming out of your heel, or you were holding up that ceiling. So you can kind of do that little visualization, that little mental trick where you can sort of see your foot holding up this giant ceiling, or if you're outside, holding up a cloud. If you are more flexible than I am, you can certainly walk that supporting leg away. You can even straighten it and flex the supporting foot. I find that I just start to shake too much. So I actually keep it about halfway bent, not the full. And you can start to bring that leg in a little closer to you. Doing great, guys. As I said, this one's going to be a bit intense, and this is going to be our longest one. So from now, what we're going to do is actually about 1.5 minutes. We're going to rotate that leg inwards, and we're going to start to bring big toe to the opposite shoulder. We're going to breathe. So if you're following me, it's your right big toe going towards your left shoulder. And really try to angle that over. And I am shaking, like this is just shaking so badly for me. I've been doing a lot of running. I think I've been running pretty aggressively, other than when I was sick. I started before I got sick, and then I had to take a significant amount of time off, and I'm trying to come back. But it does take its toll on your body. So you have to give it some love. All right, keep rotating, keep rotating. You're gonna feel an enormous release. So for me, everything is just going and shaking right now. Got last 10. Let's slowly come out of that. And I just want you to feel the difference, even though it'll sort of off our time a bit. Take your legs out and just notice the difference in the hips. I actually feel like I'm completely angled. So notice what it's like for you. Let's switch sides. Take that left knee into the chest, hold up your ceiling, flex your foot. Really give that a good stretch. Good, nice, deep, deep breaths. Just try to stay with that. Really breathe. And again, go back to that mantra if you'd like. This is going to be our last one in the series. And we're going to close in a restorative pose. I'm going to give you a couple of options, and then I'm going to get you comfortable. And then I will leave you to remain for as long as you'd like. I will definitely keep the music going for at least a few minutes. I usually leave the lounge, as I call it, on for about 5 or sometimes even 10 minutes after class. You can rotate that leg inwards and then start to bring it across. And again, we're going to stay here for just about 1.5 minutes. I'll distract you from the discomfort. Restorative yoga is not relaxing. It's intense, but it's very good for you. The release poses are, at least. The relaxing ones are lovely when you can do those. But we are restoring a significant amount of joint mobility, restoring an enormous amount of flexibility, and a state of calm to the body. Got about 30 seconds left. And then I'm going to give you one of 3 poses to choose from. Actually, one of 4. Traditional resting pose is always there for you, as you know. We can do reclined butterfly. And I'm going to show you the up the wall pose, which is my favorite personally. Good. Give that slowly, slowly, slowly. Start to turn the knee in. And release that. Just bring both knees in, give it a little rock out, roll out your ankles. I was getting a bit tingly in my toes. And put your hands on your knees. Just give them some circles. It actually feels like I just went for a run. It's because they're so tight, and to release that much. All right, so now's the time when I will give you a minute or 2 to get yourself as comfortable as you need to for the quiet portion of class. This is a time when you can just relax, let the practice get integrated into the body. So you can choose from traditional resting pose, the Shavasana pose. You can do reclined butterfly pose, either with or without the figure 8 arms, totally up to you. This is a really nice one for me. I usually opt for this. If you would like to do a bit of a chest opener, and I don't have my bolster here, but let's pretend I have a bolster or a pillow. You're going to lay that pillow or the bolster or the foam roller, which is what I use, lengthwise. And then you come down onto it. So pretend I'm on top of it and you open up your chest, and it just gives you that raised open up for your chest and your upper back. This one feels fantastic to me. Your last option, and I love this one. My sister will be mad at me that I'm getting footprints on her door. We're going to put our right hip, or whatever hip is closest to you, against the wall, preferably not a glass door. And you're going to swing your legs up and then relax. I see my son's fingerprints have been there already, so it's okay. This is a lovely way to restore. So I'm going to get you to pick your level wherever you would like to be. I'm going to turn off my camera. And so I invite you to get into that pose, either traditional resting, reclined butterfly, a bolstered chest opener, or legs up the wall. And this is the time for your body to process our practice, to integrate those postures. It's a time for your body to really maximize all of that hard work that we just did. There's no traditional meditation tonight. There's nothing that's required of you other than trying to stay connected to what's happening inside your body. Try to notice what changes the body has made in the last 45 minutes. Check in again with the physical body. Notice. Just let the breath become easy. No need to count. No need to mantra. Let the body and the mind be still. And as your body is getting deeper into this relaxing form of restoration, I promised you would get some of that. Take all the time that you need to stay, relax, release, let go of anything that doesn't serve you any longer. And allow this new sense of relaxation and restoration to stay with you into the rest of your evening, carry you into a peaceful and hopefully lengthy sleep, and lead to a very restorative and productive and happy day tomorrow. I'll see you next time. Stay as long as you like. Namaste.